If you illegally obtain a disabled parking permit, what penalty will you face? Option A, $100 fine for a first offense. Option B, a warning for a first offense. Option C, $500 fine and up to 6 months in jail. Option C is correct. $500 fine and up to 6 months in jail. When driving on a residential street, you must yield to vehicles that are: Option A, coming out of driveways or alleys. Option B, approaching from the opposite direction. Option C, vehicles carrying 2 or more passengers. Option A is correct. Coming out of driveways or alleys. When you approach this sign at an intersection, what action is forbidden? Option A, making a U-turn. Option B, continuing straight ahead. Option C, turning right. Option A is correct. Making a U-turn. If you stop at a red light and plan to turn right, which sign would prohibit that turn? Option A, stop. Option B, no turn on red. Option C, no U-turn. Option B is correct. No turn on red. What is the maximum legal speed on a 2-lane highway? Option A, 40 miles per hour. Option B, 60 miles per hour. Option C, 65 miles per hour. Option C is correct, 65 miles per hour. A sign with this shape and color represents what type of sign? Option A, railroad crossing. Option B, no passing zone. Option C, wrong way. Option B is correct. No passing zone. Unless posted otherwise, what is the standard speed limit in most city areas? Option A, 60 miles per hour. Option B, 30 miles per hour. Option C, 25 miles per hour. Option C is correct, 25 miles per hour. If 2 vehicles reach an uncontrolled intersection at the same time. Option A, the driver on the left must yield to the driver on the right. Option B, the larger vehicle has right-of-way. Option C, the driver on the left has right-of-way. Option A is correct. The driver on the left must yield to the driver on the right. What is the maximum allowed height from the road surface to the bottom of the bumpers on a 3,000 to 5,000-pound pickup truck. Option A, 10 inches. Option B, 35 inches. Option C, 28 inches. Option C is correct, 28 inches. What is the proper way to hold the steering wheel while driving? Option A, one hand in the center of the wheel. Option B, one hand on the wheel, the other resting. Option C, both hands on the steering wheel. Option C is correct, both hands on the steering wheel. In fog, rain, or smoke, which lights should you use? Option A, hazard lights. Option B, high beam headlights. Option C, low beam headlights. Option C is correct, low beam headlights. If another driver informs you that your brake lights are not working, what should you do? Option A, lower your window and use hand signals. Option B, turn on emergency lights. Option C, honk to warn others. Option A is correct. Lower your window and use hand signals. If you are not in the correct lane to turn at an intersection, what should you do? Option A, use hand signals to merge. Option B, continue to the next intersection and turn properly. Option C, honk and turn carefully. Option B is correct. Continue to the next intersection and turn properly. If your vehicle was manufactured before 1972 without seatbelts, Option A, you will be fined $200 for not wearing one. Option B, you will still be fined. Option C, you cannot be fined for not wearing a seatbelt. Option C is correct. You cannot be fined for not wearing a seatbelt. Before making a turn at an intersection, you must yield to Option A, cyclists coming from the right only. Option B, all cyclists and pedestrians from any direction. Option C, pedestrians only. Option B is correct. All cyclists and pedestrians from any direction. Before changing lanes, you should. Option A, signal, check mirrors, and check blind spots. Option B, rely only on mirrors. Option C, signal 500 feet in advance on residential roads. Option A is correct. Signal, check mirrors, and check blind spots. When driving a heavy truck or motorhome, you should. Option A, stay as far from other vehicles as possible. Option B, triple your following distance. Option C, double your following distance. Option C is correct. Double your following distance. When waiting to turn left with limited visibility, you should. Option A, wait for another driver to wave you across. Option B, accelerate quickly when one lane clears. Option C, wait until you can clearly see the lane is safe. Option C is correct. Wait until you can clearly see the lane is safe. When driving with a child in a booster seat, you should never. Option A, take your eyes off the road to look back. Option B, drive with both hands on the wheel. Option C, drive with the window down. Option A is correct. Take your eyes off the road to look back. What does this traffic sign indicate? Option A, truck rollover warning. Option B, U-turn. Option C, roundabout. Option C is correct. Roundabout. Alcohol affects which essential driving abilities? Option A, sense of smell. Option B, judgment, reaction time, vision, and concentration. Option C, sense of taste. Option B is correct. Judgment, reaction time, vision, and concentration. If another vehicle cuts you off on a multi-lane road, what should you do? Option A, slow down and remain calm. Option B, honk immediately. Option C, speed up to get ahead. Option A is correct. Slow down and remain calm. Even after properly adjusting your mirrors, you must remember. Option A, you must lean forward to adjust them. Option B, there are no blind spots. Option C, some blind spots remain. Check over your shoulder. Option C is correct. Some blind spots remain. Check over your shoulder. Before starting your engine, you should. Option A, make sure all doors are securely closed. Option B, check for a spare tire. Option C, ensure you have enough fuel. Option A is correct. Make sure all doors are securely closed. At a four-way stop, if two drivers arrive at the same time. Option A, one driver may proceed without stopping. Option B, the driver on the right goes first. Option C, The driver on the left goes first. Option B is correct. The driver on the right goes first. When changing lanes on a multi-lane road, after signaling, you must. Option A. Check blind spots by looking over your shoulder. Option B. Honk to alert drivers. Option C. Quickly move into the lane. Option A is correct. Check blind spots by looking over your shoulder. When driving with the window down, you should. Option A. Rely more on mirrors. Option B. Avoid looking outside. Option C. Avoid resting your elbow on the window. Option C is correct. Avoid resting your elbow on the window. By law, when must you activate your turn signal? Option A. Only at night. Option B. 500 feet before turning. Option C. At least 100 feet before turning. Option C is correct. At least 100 feet before turning. Rear-view mirrors should be adjusted so that Option A. Only the right mirror is comfortable to view. Option B. You never need to turn your head. Option C. You do not need to lean forward or backward. Option C is correct. You do not need to lean forward or backward. A posted speed limit represents Option A. The maximum safe speed under ideal conditions. Option B. A recommended speed only. Option C. The exact speed you must always drive. Option A is correct. The maximum safe speed under ideal conditions. This sign indicates Option A. Divided area. Option B. Narrow bridge ahead. Option C. Lane ends or roadway narrows ahead. Option C is correct. Lane ends or roadway narrows ahead. To legally operate a motorcycle, you must. Option A. No license required for highway riding. Option B. Have a motorcycle license or endorsement. Option C. Have a regular car license only. Option B is correct. Have a motorcycle license or endorsement. A diamond-shaped sign is used for Option A. School crossings. Option B. Road hazard warnings. Option C. Interstate routes. Option B is correct. Road hazard warnings. Traffic signal sensors detect vehicles when. Option A. A car stops behind the stop line at a red light. Option B. A car stops 15 feet before the crosswalk. Option C. A car stops past the pedestrian line. Option A is correct. A car stops behind the stop line at a red light. If a pedestrian is about to cross at an intersection, you must. Option A. Move to the far lane. Option B. Stop completely and yield. Option C. Honk to warn them. Option B is correct. Stop completely and yield. This sign means Option A. No turning allowed. Option B. You must turn right or left. No straight ahead. Option C. Two-lane highway. Option B is correct. You must turn right or left. No straight ahead. A flashing yellow traffic light means Option A. Stop until the light turns green. Option B. Slow down and proceed carefully. Option C. Continue as normal. Option B is correct. Slow down and proceed carefully. A red traffic signal requires you to. Option A. All of the above. Option B. Stop at the stop line. Option C. Stop before entering the crosswalk. Option A is correct. All of the above. This warning sign indicates Option A. Two-way traffic ahead. Option B. Divided highway ends. Option C. Divided highway begins. Option C is correct. Divided highway begins. After signaling to change lanes, you must. Option A. Slow down first. Option B. Honk to alert others. Option C. Check your blind spot over your shoulder. Option C is correct. Check your blind spot over your shoulder. A white rectangular sign usually indicates Option A. Following speed. Option B. Minimum speed limit. Option C. Maximum speed limit. Option C is correct. Maximum speed limit. This traffic sign indicates Option A. Slower vehicles must turn right. Option B. Slower traffic must move to the right lane. Option C. Speed limit reduced to 20 miles per hour. Option B is correct. Slower traffic must move to the right lane. When reversing your vehicle, you should. Option A. Move slowly and check surroundings. Option B. Look only ahead. Option C. Reverse quickly. Option A is correct. Move slowly and check surroundings. This sign informs drivers of A. Option A. No straight through. Option B. T intersection ahead. Option C. Crossroad. Option B is correct. T intersection ahead. When making a turn, you should. Option A. Increase speed. Option B. Reduce speed and enter the correct lane early. Option C. Maintain speed. Option B is correct. Reduce speed and enter the correct lane early. When passing another vehicle on the left, you must. Option A. Honk while passing. Option B. Exceed the speed limit. Option C. Signal before moving left and obey the speed limit. Option C is correct. Signal before moving left and obey the speed limit. Before driving on a highway, you should. Option A. Plan your entry and exit points. Option B. Drive slowly. Option C. Avoid honking and drive faster. Option A is correct. Plan your entry and exit points. After a train passes at a railway crossing, you may proceed when Option A. The train is 1,000 feet away. Option B. The train is 500 feet away. Option C. You are certain no other train is approaching. Option C is correct. You are certain no other train is approaching. This road sign means Option A. Merge and reduce speed as indicated. Option B. Curve right ahead. Slow down as indicated. Option C. Divided highway begins. Slow down. Option B is correct. Curve right ahead. Slow down as indicated. If your blood alcohol level is 0.08 or higher, what will happen? Option A. Your license will be suspended. Option B. You will receive a $500 fine. Option C. Your vehicle plates will be suspended. Option A is correct. Your license will be suspended. Great job for completing today's DMV permit test. How many questions did you get right? Share your score in the comments and keep practicing to improve your results. If this video helped you prepare for your permit test, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more DMV practice tests and driving knowledge content. Stay focused, keep studying, and good luck on your exam.